Grab Bag, a collection of newspaper columns by James H. Jones from the 1970s and 1980s. I woke this morning with the little invisible men pounding on my temples and running in my stomach with track shoes on. The 24-hour bug. Shoring myself up with one of today's miracle medications, carefully advertised, use as directed, may in some cases give reasonably fast, limited, temporary relief of certain minor discomforts. I trundled my racked body off to the office. Within 10 minutes, the first phone call of the day rattled the windows, a real four-alarmer. I groped for my head, retrieved it from beneath my desk, put it back in place, and answered in my brightest possible good morning voice, the one I reserve for clients. "Morning, Jonesy, how are you?" inquired the voice. "Just fine, how are you?" I replied, automatically. I had done it again, 3 steps away from the embalmer's needle, and I'm saying I feel fine. I felt lousy. Since I am a regular practicing hypochondriac, it is a habit, not gallantry, that was responsible. As a matter of course, we ask questions for which we don't really want answers. How are you? How's it going? How are things? What's up? The puzzling, how do you do? Which should properly be countered with, how do you do what? And the classic, are you still here? Just try answering that one no once. The late comedy writer Goodman Ace started his day by snipping out fillers at the bottom of the morning newspaper and storing them in his shirt pocket. Throughout the day, if you asked Goody Ace what's new, he would pop on his spectacles, ceremoniously remove a scrap from the pocket, and intone something like, Indonesian export levels of raw hemp rose 31% last year, as reported by the Minister of Trade. Next time the waitress comes to take your order and asks cheerily, how are you? Tell her about your impacted wisdom tooth, those liver spots, and that shooting pain you've had up under your rib cage. It'll make her day. Realistic slice of life, one-act playlet. As the curtain opens, a young married couple enter an immaculate kitchen. They are typical householders who have just returned from the supermarket beautifully attired, stunningly coiffed, and totally devoid of any conceivable bodily imperfection. She plops her grocery bag on the table. A look of black horror creeps over his face as he plucks a can gingerly from the bag. He handles it with the same disdain as if it had been a tarantula. His mouth contorts into an agonized expression of revulsion. He, "Good heavens, Doris, what have you done? This isn't Aplo." She waves him aside. She, "Oh, Lance, it's the same thing, just cheaper." He, "Oh, you wretched, deluded fool, Doris. Read the label and see what you've nearly done to our beloved Carmelita's tender insides." His eyes narrow. "Then see if you can live with yourself." She snatches the can and scans the contents. The sudden realization hits her, and she reels visibly from the shock. She, "Oh, no! How could I have been so blind, Lance? There's cereal," gasp, "in here. How can you ever forgive me?" She is whimpering near to the breaking point. He, "Forgive you? One more like that and I'll have you declared mentally incompetent." He is fighting gamely to contain his seething rage. Aplo contains no cereals, just hacked up meat wastes. And, oh, of course, soy and stuff. She, "What do you mean soy, Lance? Who says we can trust Carmelita's delicate system to soy?" She is teetering on the brink of hysteria. He, reassuringly, "Please, Doris, I know. By all we've ever meant to each other, I beg of you, trust me on this." She puts her manicured hand solemnly in his. Their eyes meet, and they pose for a moment with Carmelita, a 185-pound mastiff with a muzzle and choke collar, a touching family tableau. She, "Anything you say, darling. Now let's have breakfast. How about a nice big bowl of your favorite cereal?" Curtain.